A couple of weeks ago, I was in New York's LaGuardia Airport, and there in the women's restroom was the following sign above the free paper towel dispenser. Feminine care products may be purchased at Hudson News stores located within the main terminal and on all concourses. Seriously? Okay, everyone, work with me. Close your eyes. Imagine that you are in a public restroom stall and you really need something. And you open your eyes and you see this sign. I know that it's funny. It's kind of hard to talk about it. It's not something that we talk about all the time.
Hello, and welcome to The Ordeal. This rather uncomfortable-looking, unpleasant woman is Nancy Kramar. She's the founder of a grassroots movement known as Free the Tampons. This is a movement whose goal is to provide free feminine hygiene products in every public bathroom across the United States. As you can see here, she's using propaganda to make her point by trying to play on the emotions of men in the audience. This is a male symbol regarding lack of toilet paper in a bathroom. So she thinks that if men understand that they get everything that they need in their bathrooms, then women should get everything that they need in theirs. And I first came across Nancy Kramar on NPR on the radio. And on that program, she clearly stated, I feel that if this were a male issue, it would have been handled already. No, all we have to do is look at all of the other issues that affect men and only men, or that primarily affect men in the world. And we can see that men's issues are not taken seriously in our country, or probably in any country for that matter. Women's issues are taken like extra seriously all of the time. So let's take a look at her website here. This is freethetampons.org. I'll leave a link in the description. But we have, inspiring change and all this stuff down here. There's some stats here we can look at. There's also, there's like news. So there's a lot of news articles here that she has. Michelle Obama talks about it. There's a pink tax because people tax tampons. Well, yeah, I come from Illinois where everything is taxed. I don't think there's a single thing that's not taxed in that state. So, we have some stats down here. If you look at this, you see that 86% started their period unexpectedly in public without supplies they need. Really? 79% improvised by MacGyvering a tampon or pad out of toilet paper or something else. Okay, well, there you go. 62% went to a store immediately to buy supplies. All right. 53% asked another woman for feminine supplies. 48% obtained her supplies from a tampon pad dispenser in a public restroom. Only 8% say in their experience tampon and sanitary napkin dispensers in public restrooms work all the time. 34% went home immediately to get feminine supplies. Among U.S. women ages 18 to 54, that's what she's talking about here. I think that range is probably wrong. It should be more like 14 to 50. But I'm not a woman. What do I know, right? 57% would feel embarrassed. Why? Why would you feel embarrassed by having a natural bodily function? Really? 50% felt would feel annoyed. Okay, yeah, it's annoying. 43% felt would feel anxious, stressed. Okay. 35% felt would feel panicked. Why would you panic over something that's a natural bodily function? These are reasons why they didn't have it. 51% forgot to restock her bag or other emergency stash. Only carry feminine hygiene products when experiencing her period. 24% didn't have purse with her. Okay. And 5% didn't want to carry a purse to the restroom. look, the women I've known who I've known something about their menstrual cycle, they carry their whatever it is they need to use in their purse. All right. I've only known one who didn't. She was a very immature 18-year-old that I knew. She didn't even carry a purse. She didn't have a driver's license or own a car either. She was dependent on her parents for everything. I met her at college. She was 18. She was living on the dorm. She was dependent on the dorms for everything. Now, she carried a tampon with her in her pocket. I know women's pockets aren't very deep, but she could manage to fit a tampon in there. Nobody questioned her about it. And I understand that women don't know exactly when their period is coming. Some women I understand are like clockwork. They are like clockwork. Others I get, most I guess are they're not entirely sure. Some it's even more random with, and as I understand, as a woman gets closer to menopause, it's more random when her period comes. This seems like it's not an issue that needs to be dealt with. Why do I have to spend my money to support women and their hygiene needs? I mean, really, why do I have to do that? There's a difference between providing toilet paper in public restrooms and soap in public restrooms because it's a public health issue. Ever heard of cholera? That's why we have toilet paper. And in fact, I don't think we should have toilet paper. We should have friggin' bidets. You guys in the United States ever use a bidet? Change your life. It's amazing. I know you guys in Europe probably use them all the time if you're listening to me from Europe. But yeah, the bidet, that is like the thing. Think whatever French guy came up with that. Because that's like, phew, seriously, get a bidet. You won't ever use toilet paper again. Well, you'll use a little bit, but you don't nearly use as much. And it looks like there's a solution to this problem. And a lot of women have told me that, yeah, when I run out, when I don't have my pad with me or whatever, and I have my period, I just use toilet paper. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. It seems like what she's complaining about here is that she wants something for free. I need something for free because I can't take care of myself. But I thought that women didn't need no man. So there was a thing. They need a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Well, it sounds like you need to spread the cost of these products that you want to use around to the entire population because there's no free lunch. The price of those products has to come out of somewhere. You know, it has to come from the paycheck of the person working at the company. It has to come from the customer that you charge more to cover those products. She says in the video, and I'll leave a link to the video, that she covered every woman in her company for an entire year for $457. That is not at all true. What we have to do is look at the price of tampons. So let's go see tampons here, and we will take a look. Go to shopping. We get a box. It looks like a box of 36 for $7. So either there's like one woman at her company, and so it cost her, $7 for a box, and came out to be about $457 altogether that they used that person used in tampons over the course of a year. Or she's lying. I don't know how many women work for her company, but I'm guessing that if you want to provide tampons for an entire population, that's going to be a fair amount of money that we're going to have to spend. When this is an issue that, I mean, why do I have to pay for it? It's simple enough that other women can pay for it. Now, she does bring up like having free tampons in schools, and I can see where she might have a point there, because a teenage girl not knowing when she's going to start her first menstruation cycle, that could be a situation where I need to have something. But it seems like most women are taught, hey, you know what, you have to be an adult now, so you have to carry this thing with you at all times, right? I have to carry things with me when I leave the house, right? I have to carry, well, there's actually nothing that I actually absolutely have to carry with me. But if I want to drive my car, I have to carry my driver's license with me. If I'm going to lock my door, I have to carry my key with me. If I want to make phone calls when I'm out, I have to carry my phone with me. There's things that I carry with me when I'm out because I'm a responsible adult. And I learned that when I was young, that, hey, if I want to have this thing when I'm away from home, I better take it with me. It makes sense, right? Yeah, I don't think that she really has any business asking people to pay for a product that not everybody uses. She says that it's 50% of the population uses this. No, 50% of the population is not menstruating at any given time in their life, right? Well, it's only like a quarter of the population that falls in the age range of 14 to 50, okay? So, no, not everyone is menstruating and needs to have a tampon that I need to provide for them. If you are the father of a daughter, then yeah, you're paying for tampons. If you are the husband of a wife, you're probably paying for tampons. I mean, I share my expenses with a woman that I live with, and yeah, she has a job and she makes her own money, and she probably, technically pays for her own products, but I mean, we share expenses, so it's, I'm in a sense paying for that already as it is. I don't see why she can't be an adult and just take care of this herself. Now, she talks about a 59-year-old woman who got her period at work. So, and she's like, we need to have free tampons in the restroom. Okay, let's assume this actually is true, that a 59-year-old woman got her period at work and made a mess all over her chair, as she says. Watch the video, she says that. What is having free tampons in the bathroom going to do about that situation? She's still going to get her period at work. So what can you do? Having free tampons is not going to stop her from getting her period. Having free tampons around is not going to stop anybody from getting their period. She talks about a 79-year-old woman who got her period at the mall. Yeah, I don't think she's exaggerating at all when she makes up these stories, by the way, either. I can tell stories too, by the way. We'll get into that later. But a 79-year-old woman got her period at the mall. She was mortified. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. It was horrifying. It was the worst experience of her life. And she needed to have free tampons in the restroom. Free tampons in the restroom are not going to keep her from getting her period at the mall. Having free tampons around doesn't stop people from getting their period. And tampons are available in most restrooms for a small fee. If you don't want to pay that small fee, carry them in your purse. All right? Not a difficult concept. I mean, yeah, if you're so worried about it, give your daughter a quarter and say, okay, when you get your period, go make sure you go into the bathroom and stick this into the slot and get a tampon. And then they want to say that, oh, the machines are broken or the machines are not full or whatever. Well, then carry a tampon with you. And what guarantee do you have that the free tampons would be fully stocked all the time anyway? There's really simple solutions to this that do not require a social program for her to start a grassroots movement over. And I'm not against social programs, believe me, I'm not. I think that we should have social medicine. We should have universal medicine because it's everybody's right to try and be healthy if they can be. So I'm not against social programs. But this one is like, this is your own personal business. I don't want to hear about it. You take care of it. Nothing against, periods. I grew up with a mother. I have a sister. I have a wife. All these things are part of life. You just deal with them and you move on. It may be unfair, and that's what I want to get to. This is what I think the real point is. I think she's trying to get us to feel sorry for women, and we need to give something to women because they're so burdened with their periods. That's why she brings up these cases where it's like this woman got her period suddenly at work and ruined her chair. This woman got a period at the mall, and she had to wrap a sweater around her waist and hightail it home. Okay. So if she had free tampons in the vending machine or in the bathroom, how would that change the situation? Really, how would having free tampons keep women from getting their periods? Yeah, the tampons would stop the flow, but the way that she describes these two situations, the women didn't know that they were having their period until it was visible through their clothing. So it was already at a point where they needed to take drastic measures anyway, like going home and dealing with the situation. They would have to change their clothes, etc. So I don't know why she's worried about having free tampons. No, I think she wants us to feel sorry for the poor women. The poor women, as they get their period, they bleed once a month for a significant portion of their life. It's not fair. I know it's not fair. Life is not fair. I'm sorry it's not. Do you think that I have everything that I want in life? I certainly do not have everything that I want. That's how life is. You play with the cards you're dealt. All right. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications, and I will see you next time.